Hello, everybody. I am doing an impromptu live. Let me just make sure I'm in the right place. Right. I am here because I'm really excited at last to show you my new business planner. Why would you be bothered to see my new business planner? Because I have been doing business coaching for a really long time. I know that what goes into the business plan is key in making sure and helping you to succeed. Hold on, I can see myself in the background. Let me get rid of that because that's distracting. Right. I know that many of you can't work one-to-one with me. If you're interested in working one-to-one with me, or you're interested in one of my online courses, pop a message below saying interested course, interested one-to-one, because there are some offers on this week that you do not want to miss. But I just want to talk about my business strategy planner and my quarterly journal, because this is going to 100% help you. And I have got an offer for you this week. Okay, so you definitely want these. Why would you want to have one of these? Loads of you are creative, sensitive types of people. You're not necessarily keen planners, or you are, but you get overwhelmed and overloaded and you make them too big. This strategy planner is specifically for mum businesses, mums like yourself, a sole trader, running her own business, trying to fit it into school hours. Specifically for you, is to make sure that you make money, right? To save you loads and loads of mistakes, and to make sure that your business actually fits into school hours. Okay, so, and it's come from, obviously, you know, I've journaled for years and years and years. And initially I used to do the whole setting up my journal every month. And there just isn't time for months. It's very lovely if you have time to do that, but I just don't have time, and I doubt that you do too. So this time last year, I was very excited and I created a digital planner. So I created one online, and the dog doing. And initially, I still did the crazy thing of printing it off every quarter and sticking it into my journal. That is obviously madness. So I've now created a new version, and it's been tested rigorously by myself and anybody in my academy. And it's also included in my business startup and booster combo. It's also included in there. So all the feedback I've got from people, all my own frustrations with trying to get my adorable and wonderful clients to do what I knew they needed to do. So wherever there was any kind of confusion, I knew that the planner needed to tweak and change. So I'm very excited. I'm going to give you a brief, quick insight into what it looks like. Now, I'm going to offer, do you know what? I can't remember the separate prices. I'll put them below, but I'm going to offer the quarterly planner, which of course you can just keep reusing once you bought it, right? It's just flexible. It doesn't have specific dates in it. You won't have to write lots in, but it doesn't have specific dates. It's just reusable. And the business strategy planner, I'm going to offer them out from next week for £25 as a whole package, once I have finished all the sales pages and all that malarkey. For anyone who buys this week, the week beginning of the 9th of January, the offer is £10. £10, even if you don't use the planner, even if you just follow the questions and the prompts and make sure you've got all the information, it's going to work for you. It's 100% worth £10, guaranteed, okay? For those of you who've got the combo package with the online course, the difference between buying the planner on its own and the combo package is the planner and the journal both come with a guide. Let me just show you. This is a paper version. Here we go. They both come with a guide. So what that means is when you come to a section like that, there is grey text explaining what to put in there, right? So that's really helpful, the what you've actually got to put in there. But if you don't know how to get that information, that's when you need the online course, okay? Word of warning, the online course price goes up next week. Okay, so message me if you want information about that. So let me give you an example. One of the things is to do with market research. So I'm asking you to get certain information. If that's tricky to get, you don't know how to get it, there would be the course. One of the things would be to put your content pillars in. If you don't know how to decide them, that would be the course or a one-to-one. Okay, let me show you what it's going to look like. Now, initially it's in one color theme, okay, but I will be offering multiple color themes. Let me share my screen. There, okay. This is the strategy planner. Okay, let me change this to go like this. So you'd put your name, the business name at the front. Look, it's posh, it's got copyright. I'm excited. Here is your elevator pitch. This is to keep you on track as to who you are helping and who you're not helping, right? There's a business map. This keeps your business streamlined to make sure that everything is connected together, right? Then we have a look at the why behind why you're doing your business. Then we look at your choices and I explain what those are, but it's like affirmations. It's like making your decisions for the year. Now my planners combine journaling and they combine intuitive. So this tune in is, it's explained in there and it's a meditative exercise to tune into what's coming up in all of the quarters. Wheel of life, always useful, what you're focusing on, what your action plans are. Very important to remember who you are and the priorities that you have, your work-life balance plan, really important. This is to remind you where your clients are coming from. Every time you're thinking, well, no, I've got no clients, where are they coming from? This is to remind you what you've set up. Then we look at your streamlined strategy, making sure it is really streamlined. And you come back to this whenever you make social media posts. That's why your social media posts are going to be fast, fast, fast. Your market research will also help you with your social media posts. All of this connects together. This is, if you need, like me, because I have the memory of a fish, I write down everything that's in my programs, everything that's in my offers. For my case, it's a book, actually. This is to sanity check your numbers. You wouldn't believe how many times people come to me with a goal which is completely impossible. Either they haven't got the experience or it wouldn't even fit into a week, right? This will give you a real overview and check it. You break it down then into quarterly goals and then from there into monthly goals, which is where the journal planner comes in. This is so valuable that I'm going to skip right away from it, because that is the one real in-depth bit about the social media. It's going to make sure that you are using a variety of social media in your month. And this is a journey through your social media, because your social media shouldn't just be piecemeal. Oh, this week I wonder what I should do. No. You should have a plan. How often are you promoting? Is it monthly? Is it 6 weekly? Is it quarterly? And you work through a cycle, and that is described. What you're putting in is described in the guide. Okay, so for example, you might talk about your client's pains in week 1, and then you might talk about the benefits of your program in week 2, and then you might be promoting something in week 4, or it could be a 6 weekly cycle. For me, actually, I have a quarterly cycle, but it's not that obvious, right? But it's obvious to me, and it makes my life a lot easier. This is for you to plan out, because I only recommend having one main platform and one secondary. So this is where you decide how often you're going to post and what you're going to post. This will keep you accountable, and also make sure that you're not confusing everybody by changing what you're doing all the time. These are your content pillars. Very, very, very important. Even if you post spontaneously and you prefer that rather than any planning, content pillars are key. You might know a million things. You might have an encyclopedic knowledge of health and well-being, but don't post it. Post within your content pillars. Do not confuse people. Notes. Everybody needs notes. Right, that is the business strategy planner. And then what I've also created, so that comes with its own guide. And then what I've also created is this really lovely journal. Now, why did I bother to create a journal, you might wonder? It's because I realized that there are key things that business mums are not tracking, they're not recording, and also business is a journey of personal development. You cannot get away from that. You will need to manage your emotions through the month. And this year, I don't think this year is awful, but it is going to have challenges in it, and therefore you will have to handle of that. Okay, so it's got a quick startup at the beginning, reminding you who you're helping. This is the wheel of life for the quarter, so you can see how things progress. This is your monthly goals, work-life balance for the month. And then we have a quarterly social media journey. So what are you actually going to do more specifically in this quarter? And notes, of course. Then for every month, you make your choices and you have your personal setup. So we're making sure that you're not overwhelming yourself. You're not doing too much. We have your business planner to make sure that everything's focused, that the weeks make sense. You move through your marketing through the weeks, tracking also the numbers. You are a business owner and therefore you do need to track the numbers. Then we look at your social media for the month, plan it ahead. Do you know what? You only need to make one post, one question, one testimonial a week. Then you have your weekly business planner and you have your weekly personal planner. And then at the end of the month, family budget, I threw this in because of the slight cost of living crisis, which I think makes everybody scared. But this is so that you can plan and manage your family money. I know that many of us would prefer to stick our heads in the sand. That's not the way it works, especially if you're a business owner. We have to step up and manage our money correctly. And so this is really, really going to help. Just know where you are. Brain noise clearing when you're upset. Dream life creation. Doodling, really important part of it all. Counting your blessings, review and reflect. And at the end of the quarter, there's a quarterly review. Now, this will make sure that you'll do it. If you think it won't make sure you'll do it, then buy it, try and force yourself. And if not, come and join the academy because I'll make sure that you do it. And I guarantee you, the members that I have and the business people that I know who make sure that they show the discipline to learn about business before applying their intuition so that their intuition can choose from the database of knowledge it's got, right? So they learn about business, then they use their intuition and their business gut to choose the right strategy for them. And they diligently, if you don't want to be working all hours that God sends, then you have a plan. You have a strategy plan, so you keep referring back to it. You have your market research, so you can keep referring back to it. Then you have a quarterly plan and a monthly plan and a weekly plan. The weekly plan, literally on a Sunday night, should take you like 5 minutes. But because that's done, your Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday should be so much quicker, right? The reality is, sometimes I don't want to do it and my week goes tits up. So when it's done, it's done. And everybody I know who, works like that is so much more successful, so much healthier, less stressed. I'm not saying you're never going to have problems, obviously, that would be ridiculous. It's just that it's a lot easier and you're going to manage everything so much better. Is there anything I need to tell you? Yes, you can either print it out, which is pretty easy, A5, stick it in a file of fax, or you can load it up into Canva or anything that edits PDFs, it's free, and you can do it digitally, or you can print it as a booklet, which is how I do it because I've got my traveler's notebook. So in my traveler's notebook, I have my business plan. I've put some little plastic around it. Then I have a notebook that I've added in myself for my book that I'm writing, which we're going to hear about tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. Then I have my 3-month journal. And I'm about to add something else in it. It's more flexible for me. I prefer this than a file of fax. Printed copies. Yes, that is possible. Message me if you want a printed copy, if you don't want to print it off yourself. I will definitely be looking at printed booklet formats. And I do have a printer who can help out. Let me know what you think. I am very, very excited about this. Remember, I am absolutely certain that this will make sure that your plan is better for 2023 than it would have been without it. And if you want to buy it this week, you can have it for £10. That's £15 off. It is reusable. You'll never have to buy another one. So it's absolutely perfect for you. But message me down below, planner please, or something like that, because I haven't set up the sales pages yet because I've been too busy writing them for you. That's it. If you think that you're going to need a little bit more information or more help, then just put a comment saying more help, and we can talk about what you need, whether it's courses or membership to the academy. All right then, take care everybody. Bye.